Alright people, Mike here again and welcome back to another Hades video. Today I'm going to be trying to do a bit of a speed run of this game. Not a professional speed run because I'm not really a speedrunner, but I'm just going to try to get through the game as quick as I can and set a new record for myself. We're going to take Zeus's little item, his ring, and we're going to mainly rely on the sword in its Excalibur form to really help us out and get through a bit quicker, because Excalibur, I found it to be a really pretty overpowered weapon. So hopefully it's gonna make sure we get through this alive and that I get a new record. I was getting times of about 25 minutes recently and I got down to 19 minutes one time. So I think we need to get below 19 minutes in this run, and that'll be a new record for me. I'm a bit better at the game than I was the last time I uploaded anything from it, but again I'm still not an expert even though I finished it, and I've got the platinum trophy now. I've done just about everything in the game. There's some stuff left for me to unlock from the contractor, some stuff to buy. But really the story, I've gotten to the epilogue, I've unlocked all the weapons, and I've got the platinum trophy. So really the last thing for me to do is try to set a record for my best time. And I'm on a streak of 7 escapes in a row at the moment. So hopefully this will make it 8. And that'll be a new record as well, because I've had 7 escapes in the past in a row before I lost it. But yeah, since I figured out that Excalibur is probably like the most OP weapon, I've been using it to really grind a lot of end game stuff just to get those last few trophies for the platinum. It's been a lot of fun. It hasn't really felt like a grind. I've still been pretty much addicted to the game, but I am sort of ready to move on to something else after this. I'm just doing this one last little challenge just to see if I can get a pretty decent under 20 minutes time. Again, I'm not a professional speedrunner, not gonna act like I know any like secret techniques or that I'm gonna be amazingly fast as some of the professional people who speedrun this game. But it's just for my own personal record. I'd like to get just below 19 minutes there somewhere. So I think that was about the fastest I've ever done it. And I was using Excalibur during that run as well, so that's why I'm using it again. Because there's something about it that it's just that bit more powerful, gives you a bit more health, and the this special move you can set down when you're inside that sort of thing I've placed on the ground there. You take less damage. That really helps you out as well. Just skipping through everyone's dialogue because I've sort of heard all of it by now. But to be honest, actually I probably haven't heard all the dialogue because I don't think I've had any repeating lines yet, even though I've played it for about 60 or 70 hours or something like that. I don't think I've heard any repeating dialogue from the gods yet. So it's a bit of a shame to skip the dialogue, but again I'm trying to keep my momentum up and just keep trying to get through everything as quick as possible. I actually think the in-game timer that counts how long you're taking actually pauses while you talk to gods and while you make a decision on what boons to get. I think the in-game time actually pauses itself, so you don't need to skip dialogue. I think one of the developers said that somewhere. But I just want to skip the dialogue just to keep my own momentum going, and just to make sure the video is a bit shorter than the other Hades video I put up, where it was my first ever escape and it took like a full hour. And I'd actually cut off a wee bit of the video at the start, the part in Tartarus, the first few areas, just to keep that video on an hour. So hopefully this one's going to be a lot shorter than that. Try the gods. We'll go with Zeus because we had his ring for a reason. I quite like his attacks out of all the gods. Something about the lightning bolt damage, it seems to work really well with my builds that I tend to escape with. I'm not sure he's my favourite set of boons. I'm actually not sure who has my favourite set of boons. Maybe it's Poseidon. His call, the god gauge, I find it to be really powerful when you have it leveled up quite a lot. Makes you invulnerable, and then you can sort of put like a ball of water around yourself and bash enemies into walls. And if you have boons that power up wall bash damage or whatever it's called, you can do some serious damage to bosses and stuff when you have Poseidon's call. Also his ability to just drop a lot of health items or money or whatever, that can be really useful if you're in a bit of a tight spot for some cash and you really desperately need a kiss of sticks to put up a death defiance token you've lost. Sometimes Poseidon, he can drop you some coin and it's just enough to be able to buy the item that you need. So Poseidon, his boons can be really useful. And I really like Ares' boons as well. They're pretty useful. A lot of his stuff like that inflicts doom. It's a pretty powerful move, doom, I think, if you can get it leveled up. So yeah, Ares and Poseidon. But for this run I decided to go with Zeus because it's like his electrical attacks here, they seem to do quite a lot of damage. And I do enjoy his attacks as well. We're only fighting one of the Furies because I didn't put any of the Pact of Punishment settings on to make it harder for myself. This is kind of a really basic run, just a vanilla run where I'm only fighting one Fury. Otherwise I'd probably get wrecked really quickly. So I don't have a lot of health at the moment. Well, 185 is actually a lot for this, for Tartarus. But if it was a run where I had Pact of Punishment and I had to fight all three Furies in this boss fight, I would think 185 was a bit lower. You would have spent more time chasing Centaur hearts or whatever. We're going to swap out now to Hermes' little plume, because I'm hoping to, I think that makes you run into them more if you have their item. And I would like to run into Hermes now and get his ability that speeds up how fast the god gauge fills up. Oh yes, there he is, Hermes, nice. Now I actually don't know if that's how that works, if you equip his item, if it makes him more likely to spawn. But it seemed to work there, so we'll just try to take out these people as quickly as possible. And hopefully he'll have a boon that speeds up how fast the god gauge falls. And it'll be useful when we get to later levels. Let's see. Oh, legendary. I'm not really using the cast that much. We're going to reset that. We'll reset it again. Our attacks faster. Okay, it's not what we wanted, but we'll take it. I was hoping for the one that really speeds up how fast the god gauge fills. Hermes is probably the character whose boons I actually go after the least. Because this, although this speed run, you would want Hermes because all his boons are about speed normally, and you'd think I would be chasing him down the most to go a bit faster. Again, I'm also trying to concentrate on getting through with enough powered up boons of other gods. But probably more professional speedrunners, they'd be going after Hermes, getting all his movement speed boons so they can finish the game in like 10 minutes. I actually don't know if that's possible, but it probably is. There's probably someone who's finished the game in 10 minutes, and it's gonna make my attempt to get like a under 20-minute run look really dumb or whatever, but we'll go visit Charon, see if he's got anything to buy. We've got 300 coin or 400 coins almost. Yeah, we'll get Artemis lightning rod. Yeah, okay, we'll get it because we've been powering up lightning attacks. And we'll just buy out everything he has there. We could have robbed Charon there. He has that floating bag in the background, but that will be a sort of a distraction from our attempt to get through here. And he's a pretty hard boss. He's like a secret boss. If you try to rob him, he takes you to his own little boss arena, and you can fight him. And if you win, you get a discount card for his shop for the rest of the run. But at this point, it wouldn't really be worth it. I kind of like to do it in ELYSIUM. If I'm powered up enough, I'll go for a little, a little boss fight with Charon. But early on in the first 2 levels, especially if you run into him in Tartarus, I'm always kind of under leveled to fight him. I maybe could have taken him because I've got 3 death defiances and Excalibur is pretty powerful, but it's best not to risk it. It would have added a lot of time to the run, probably at least a minute or 2, because there's quite a lot of hiding behind pillars to dodge some of his attacks, if I remember. I did actually beat him twice in a row for a little one of the prophecies you can do. It's beat Charon twice in a row. I actually did unlock that one before. But yeah, it's better just to leave him this time. Try to get on with the main boss fights. Oh, I hate that guy. Ah no, I dodged into the bomb. Very smart. Oh, come on. I'm not a huge fan of the second area, just because I really hate lava. It does so much damage to you, and I'm really clumsy with dodging and stuff, so I'm always like dashing out into the middle of the lava and injuring myself. It's really dumb. Come on, God Gauge. It's the lowest version of it, but we'll take it. Automatically fill the God Gauge a little. It'll probably help us out later, and maybe we can get some power ups for it to level it up a bit. I think we have Athena's call. It's not really the best call. I kind of like Zeus's call, where you just like rain down lightning on people, but it could still come in handy. I was neglecting the boons that give you calls for each of the gods for ages. I didn't think they were that useful for some reason, but then one time I had Zeus's and it filled all the way up, and it really saved my ass against Hades in the final fight. And then I realised that calls from the gods are really good if you let them power up, and if you have Hermes' little speed boost that fill in the gauge, it can be really useful. Doing pretty good against the Hydra here. He's taking a lot of damage really quickly. Again, the Hydra, it's probably the easiest boss. Although if you have extreme measures on in the Pact of Punishment, it gets a bit more tricky because the arena, it's a lot of small islands instead of this big island, and there's a lot of lava in between. And again, as I was saying, I hate the lava. I'm always dodging out into it by mistake like an idiot, and that makes the boss a little bit tougher. I've almost got him already. That was pretty good. Alright. Is he going to drop a diamond, or have I already... No, I've already beaten him on this level of Pact of Punishment. Well, I don't really have any Pact of Punishment, but yeah. Each time you put up the Pact of Punishment conditions, it gives you another chance to... well, we go for Poseidon. Yeah, we'll try to run into Poseidon this time. buy this and I'll buy that as well. Hopefully Poseidon will have some good boons for us. ELYSIUM can always either make or break a run, in my opinion, depending on how things go down. So far I have all 3 death defiances, which is good, because if you run out of those, you are really always hoping to run into Patroclus and get them back if you lost any of them. But sometimes he doesn't spawn when you need him to, and then you have to fight what do you call him, the bull and the champion guy. You have to fight them without any death defiances sometimes, and they're both probably the second hardest boss after Hades. Sometimes I actually think they are harder than Hades. It just depends on sort of how I got to them. I'm getting a bit better at fighting them now. I've sort of learnt to really dodge the spear throw of the champion guy. I keep forgetting his name. Is it Theseus or something like that? And the bull's called Artorius, something along those lines. They're kind of like the Ornstein and Smough of this game. Because I have to bring up Dark Souls, of course, because everybody compares everything to Dark Souls. But yeah, you fight both of them at once, and it really was what it reminded me of when you, in the first Dark Souls game, when you have to fight Ornstein and Smough at the same time. Ornstein was like a faster spear guy, and then Smough was this fat guy with a hammer, and it sort of mirrored in the bull and the champion. One of them has a spear and it's pretty fast, and the other one's sort of bigger and more lumbering with a big hammer. So I'm not sure if the developers took any inspiration from Dark Souls for that one boss encounter, but it's definitely what my mind jumped to. Go for the assortment of stuff, get some coin. Wasn't the best use of Poseidon that I've seen there, but oh well. Hopefully we'll get something better the next time we run into him. ELYSIUM, it's a pretty cool area, but it has some of my least favourite enemies. I haven't seen any of them so far, but it's little burning chariot things that just run into you and blow up. For a non-ranged weapon like the sword, they're really annoying to deal with. But thankfully, Excalibur, it can put down that symbol that when other enemies or their attacks cross over it, it slows them down a lot. So you can sort of put that down, that symbol down in front of you, and then the chariots will run into that and get slowed down, and then you can throw your cast item at them or whatever, and that can help out a lot. But if you have another melee weapon and you've got the chariots coming at you, they can be really annoying. Okay, so we've got a boss fight against the bull here. Sometimes he does show up ahead of the main boss fight, and if you win against him here, his health's lower when you get to the main boss fight. So it's always kind of nice when he shows up here, because it means the actual boss fight against him and the champion guy, it's going to be a bit simpler when we do get there. Doing pretty well against him. He's not really getting much damage in on me. Got him to half health already. You sort of need his health down to the letter A on his name, and that's when he decides he's gonna submit and just leave. Yeah, there we go. Just a little before the letter A on his name, and that's how you know he's about to surrender. And I think this was a Poseidon room. Yeah, hopefully he's got something better this time. That's the fish. It's the fishing legendary. That would be useful if I was looking for fish, but at the moment I'm not really, so we'll spin that again. And they gave it to us again, but we'll go for the hydraulic might. That was a bit of a better pull. That time we got epics and the legendary. Fortunately, I'm not trying to do any fishing on this run, or I would have been very happy to see that. Because the fish, you can give them to the chef back at the Hades main house, and you can get gems or darkness or diamonds or whatever you might need for trading them in. And also there's a little prophecy for fishing. If you get a rare fish and then show it to Poseidon, it completes one of the prophecies. But I've already done that one, so that's why I'm not really interested in fishing. As well as, of course, because I don't want to slow down this run by stopping to fish. Again, I think the in-game clock that's counting how fast we're doing this, it pauses when you fish, I think. I could be wrong about that, but just in case, we're not going to go speak to Caron again. I think this is the last opportunity to buy stuff. Yeah, it is. No, it isn't actually. Oh, okay. I usually try to visit the shop before like heading to the arena, but it looks like we're visiting a bit early today. Go for the dash strike, and we'll get some health. I probably should have held off. Okay, here's Patroclus. Excuse me. Patroclus, he's here with Achilles. But of course, this time I don't really need a kiss of sticks, so we'll go with the Cyclops jerky. Do extra damage for 10 encounters. Hopefully it'll last until we get to the arena. Who are we siding with? We'll go with Athena because we have her call. Bronze, reduced damage, yeah, I think we'll go with that. It would have been better if it was the epic version of that, but oh well, this will have to do. It's always good to go for those Trial of the Gods encounters because it's basically 2 for 1. Like, you get 2 boons. You do have to fight one of the gods. Like, they lose their temper when you don't pick them first, and it could damage your health a little. But I think ultimately it's better to get 2 boons out of it, and it's worth losing a little bit of health. Doom damage, or yeah, we'll go for if a Death Defiance gets used, we do more damage in the encounter. So if we do end up dying against the champion and the bull, when we use a Death Defiance, we'll come back and be able to do more damage. Yeah, okay, we're in front of the arena now. What one to use? I think this one, bonus damage after using the call. Alright, let's see how this goes. I really want to get through here without using any Death Defiance, because you really want to save most of those for Hades, the final boss fight. But we'll see how it goes. Of course, the Minotaur, since we already fought him, his health is like halfway down there already, so that's good. We're doing quite a lot of damage so far. Again, Excalibur, pretty powerful. We'll use Meg to help us out. Really did some serious damage to the Minotaur there. He's pretty much finished. A couple more big hits on him and he's down. Nice, yeah, this is going really well. I think we can get through this without using a Death Defiance, as long as I don't get hit by too many of these calls from the gods. I think he's called to Aphrodite, maybe? Or Dionysus. But yeah, he's almost down too. Okay, this has gone pretty well. Come on, go down, mate. There we go. So if you get to this point without using any Death Defiances, you're on for a pretty solid chance at Hades, I've found. Because you've got 3 chances against him, really. We could put on the tooth for an extra one, but I think we'll put on the item there from Cerberus that gives us 50 more health points or whatever. And we've got 300 HP now, along with 3 Death Defiance uses. I think that's a pretty good shot at just beating Hades. Hopefully we get lucky with the sack we need to find to give to Cerberus. Hopefully it's in the first room we check, because again, mainly this is about speed. Went that way by mistake. We'll go to Poseidon. Hopefully the sack is in the first or the second room we check. I'm going with this one because there was a little skull on the door, and normally that means it's a tougher encounter, but I've also found that it means the sack is more likely to be in one of the rooms that have a skull on it. I really hate these poison enemies. Probably one of the most annoying enemies is all these rats. I think they're called satyrs or whatever. Just all these poison enemies. I'm really bad at dodging their poison attacks, and I end up sometimes panicking, forgetting where the poison cure is, and it can really eat into my health. That was pretty fast. Unfortunately, it's not the room with the sack in it. We'll try the other door with a skull on it after this. God gauge falls faster when hit. Yes, we'll go with that. And we'll just quickly get out of here. I think I can buy something, but I'm going to leave it at the moment. I'm just going to really concentrate on trying to find the satyr sack. Come on. Alright, I'm just going to quickly check. Yeah, we'll buy that Centaur Soul and that. I might as well buy that as well, because we're really not going to be saving up money for all the stuff out by Cerberus. So we might as well buy whatever we come into contact with, because it's not like we're going to need the gold after we find the sack. I've got a good feeling about this room. Or this door where we went through. I think it's going to be the sack, because it's normally in one of the skull rooms. That's what I've noticed over my course of playing the game. Always head for the skull doors first if you can. Just there seems to be a higher chance of them containing the sack. Sometimes you can get really unlucky and it's the very last room. Yes, there we go. Yeah, you can get unlucky sometimes and it's the very last room you check. Would have been better for this speed run that I'm trying to do if it was in the first area. I'll just quickly buy this heart because it's there. But second door, that was pretty good. Hopefully we're still on for like a sub 20 time. I think I need to get below 19 to break my old record, which is what I'm trying to do. We'll see how quickly we can take down Hades. Sometimes I can do really well against him. Other times he's a bit more tricky.
I shall be.
Yeah, we'll just skip through your dialogue. We'll hit him with the cast right off. There we go. Put down the Excalibur side. We'll really try to do some damage in the first 10 seconds. Because we have that, oh, he ran away. Because we had that boon that from Poseidon that does extra damage in the first 10 seconds of the fight. Did pretty well. We've got him down to, I'd say, like, oh, chariots. Not quite half health, but we're getting them down there. Come on. Okay, we had the God's Call on there. Athena's shield, it's pretty good at deflecting damage. It's always good to have a call, I've found. I really was neglecting the calls at the first lot of attempts I was doing. I just didn't think they were that useful, but it turns out, the calls are some of the most powerful things in the game actually. So I started making more use of them, and I have gotten a greater level of success since I figured that out. Okay, we've nearly got him down to the second bar health. Come on. Yes, there we go.
Let's finish this.
We still have all 3 death defiances, so yeah, I think it's maybe too early to say, but it's something really disastrous would have to happen for us to sort of fail at this point. I think we've used one of the death defiances there, but I'm really trying to just stay on him and inflict as much damage as possible, just in case anything does start to go wrong. We've got his health like a lot of the way down.
This is for your own.
Oh, he's going to do his big laser move. Hide, 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 hide. Okay. Come on. Yes. We'll bring in Meg. Yes, nice Meg. She did a lot of damage there. Whoop, whoop. Get behind the thing. Okay, there we go. Deflect all that, because that would have probably needed us to use another death defiance. And we've got him down. Nice. And come on, below 19 minutes, please.
This again.
And what do we have? 1812 new record and current streak of 8 escapes. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright people, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and see you again next time with another video.